This is Cuts. This is Duwell. I'm out here in Dalston, and I'm out here with
Joe Fearon.
So we are actually talking about today. Our topic today is about why black people live the way they live, the solutions that we have. So Joel, I want to understand, why do you think black people live the way that we live? Like what has got us to this point?
You know what? Let me. Can I hold this? You're gonna hold it. All right, you're the boss. You're the boss. Put a little background on my story. So I grew up in Coventry, just a normal city. Now I live in Loughborough. I'm a Team GB athlete, Olympic medalist, three-time Olympian, and I've come back here today. And the first thing that comes to my mind is that life is hard for black people out here. I forget that life is hard for black people down here because I live in a place where we have problems, but not to this level. We have problems, but I don't see every black person on the road look like they're struggling. Mums, dads, children, like it's heartbreaking to me. Literally, I was staying up the road. I walked from here to the gym and walked back and rang my wife immediately and just said, listen, life is difficult for people out here, more difficult than what I knew. And the reality is that where we are and in this, literally in this community, there's not lots of ways out for them. Like in this environment, there's not much different that the children can learn. They can only learn what they see. And all they see, like I have 4 kids myself. Now they don't know that life is hard for black people. They don't know that. They don't know that that's a reality. If they come here and see this, they'll be like, what's going on? All they see is black athletes or black movie stars or black music stars or whatever. They don't see that the reality for black people is this difficult. And you know, for me, it's all about mindset, what you're surrounded by. Like whatever I do with my kids, if I bring them to this environment and leave them in this and they grow in this, it will be very difficult for them to have a different mindset because they're in contact with so much negativity between each other and other nations. There's so much oppression here, like as if, you know, bloody big police trucks. I don't even see this, you know.
You get me, yeah. You don't.
I want to stop.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me.
Yeah.
You
don't see them outside of London like that. But I get what that's exactly why we're out here, because these are the sort of things that we keep seeing. And we come out here because we travel all around London. We go out in Dalston, we go out in Croydon, we go out in Brixton, and we see the same thing. No matter where we are, we're always the worst in the ghettos. We're always the people that are suffering when it comes to jobs. We're always the people that always seem to be at odds with one another. Like everyone else will do things to us, but we don't seem to replicate that sort of hatred to them. We always to our own selves. So what do you think like the solutions are for us to get out of this?
The solution for me, from what I've seen and some of the steps that I've made in my life, ultimately comes down to courage from my young black people to move out of these areas, move out any way, by hook or by crook, get yourself a little bit more life experience, have different struggles, but not these ones. These ones is like the whole area is oppressed. If there's collateral damage, there's collateral damage, but nobody here is having anything easy. And actually, they need to be in places where life is a little bit easier. They see people progressing, they see it, whether it be black or not. Just being around it can make a difference. Know that there's another way for humankind. Sometimes we're surrounded by all that they see is the only people that look like they're making waves are people that are doing either illegal stuff or by any means trying to just survive. That's not the way, brother. And for me, they need to see other things. They need to leave these streets. I know about London people and they love London. They want to stay here. This is their ends. Whatever. That's wrong for you, bro. They've got you trapped in a hole, bro. This ain't for you.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right. I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today.
Talking about your brother in Birmingham, you told him to find a way to leave from there.
So I told him that there is a plan for you, but you have to have the courage to make a move and leave the environment you're in and find different struggles to be able to get what is for you out there. Because you know what? Sometimes if you just stay in it, you don't see nothing else. You don't see beyond these walls and you think this is what life is. You'll live from the start of your life to the end of your life struggling and think that was life. That isn't life for you. There's more than that for you.
Yeah, definitely. I get that. By the way, Joe, do you believe in the Bible? Do you believe in the Bible?
I'm a Christian.
You're a
man,
Christian. So we want to show you a few solutions from the Bible, what our people can actually do to help lift themselves out of this state that they're in. So I have a reader here, Asher. Firstly, I want to show you the reason why we came into this condition and how we can get out of them. So let's go to Deuteronomy first. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. So this is what God says about our people that are living in the ghettos. This is what he says. You got it?
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God is saying, or if you don't listen to me, all these things are going to come and overtake you. Now let's go to and read one of them.
Verse 16, Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Like we just read, our people seem to struggle in the city. All the cities that we seem to struggle there. Why? Because we're not doing something that God is commanding us to do. There's a certain thing that he wants us to do, keeping his commandments, which elevates us. Because when you receive his commandments, nothing of them is anything of oppression. It's not going to hurt anyone. But for some reason, we just don't know how to keep it. So the solutions is to figure out how to start keeping these commandments. You understand? Because let's go to Hosea 4:1. We'll show you what happens when you don't keep some of God's commandments. What tends to happen in countries when you start seeing people not doing what God tells them to do.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land.
And what happens?
By swearing, and lying, and killing, and stealing, and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood.
You see that? So because of these things that we keep doing, the killing, the lying, the stealing, all of these things that happen in the land, the Most High is saying, all these things are happening because you're not doing what I'm telling you to do. That's why he said, hear the controversy I have against you. You're doing all of these, but I'm telling you to keep my commandments. These are the things you're supposed to do.
You know what? Yeah, I agree with you. But I think the struggle for me is that my young people are just being fed this. They're being fed it day in, day out. They're being fed bad fruits more than good fruits. They're being fed it. So for me, again, I don't think I could live here amongst and think clearly. I think the vision of the struggle and the vision of oppression would come over me and potentially change who God made me to be.
Exactly.
You understand me? So that's how I look at it. I think yes, but I feel like people are led by fear, and people are herded with fear like sheep, and they was never made to be sheep in that way. They were supposed to be sheep to the Most High, not.
Exactly, because everything you're saying is correct. If you're in an environment where it's consistently showcasing the bad fruits, that's what's going to happen to you. So you have to find a way to get out of that.
And there will be people that will be able to keep commandments in areas and be able to get out of certain positions in their life, but the odds are against them. My surname, my middle name is Israel. I know that Israel means that God perseveres with you, so I know that's why God made me a different cloth than the rest of my brothers and give me the ability to escape and to be free in this land. But I know that not everybody will have that.
No, definitely, I get that. And that's why we want to show solutions, because everything you're saying is right. If you're in a consistent environment, it will be hard for you to come out. But what do you need? You need to come out of a place where you can start finding consistently good things for you to do. So let's get Zephaniah 2:1. Zephaniah 2:1. This is what we need to do. We need to start finding people that have like-mindedness with us. Do you understand? So like you said, if you go out of the places where you don't find those things, you start finding people of like-mindedness. Look, read this.
Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 1. Gather yourself together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
So God is saying, gather yourselves together. This is talking about unity. You have to be unified in something. You have to find people that you can gather yourself together with. Do you understand? Because there's a time if you're not gathering with the right people, what tends to happen, you start following the wrong crowd. Do you understand? So now it's saying gather together, but it's not saying in wickedness. This is for in righteousness. I keep reading.
Verse 2, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you, seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth,
See that?
which have wrought his judgments. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
So it's saying seek the Most High. Seek, you meek of the land, you seek the Most High. Seek the righteousness. Because when you gather together with people that are unified in that thing, that's when you start seeing that change. You understand? So that's what we're out here to showcase, that you can find that. Do you understand? That is out there for you. And the only way you can do that is by understanding to keep God's commandments. Do you understand? That's why it says seek ye in righteousness. Do you understand?
But you know, another thing as well, where you're talking about gathering together, so it's important that the young people that know that it doesn't necessarily mean gathering together in colour. It means gathering together in godliness. It means that it doesn't matter if you're the only black man amongst the crowd. If they are all together in the same love and the same righteousness, then good will happen. But sometimes for us as young black men and women, it's not a nice environment always to be in. It's a nervous environment. You're different in the environment. You have to learn to still thrive in the environment and find good people, not always just good colour.
No, yeah, definitely. That's all fine. The only thing is we have to also learn to start gathering together as in unified as people as well, because that's something that we don't do often enough. So being able to unify together as a people, that will help strengthen the bond that we should have. Do you understand? So that's what we're out here to showcase. So with that, that's Cuts from the Streets. Shalom.
We used to scream black power while Fearon was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.